Adobe Premiere has this cool interface system at the top level where it's all these panes, and you can move any pane onto the left side or right side of any other pane, or the top side or the bottom side. You can adjust all of the dividers between the different panes. It's great for very complicated professional software where sometimes you want certain things showing and you want to have the layout in your specific way. And VS Code has a very similar system. It's not quite fully, I think, as flexible as Adobe Premiere. Let's build a JavaScript library to give any web app the power to do that kind of layout. Of course, we're going to vibe code it with Codex. Create an empty index HTML file. Give it a simple prefers dark, prefers light scheme support. Add the text hello world to the page. Create a single file JavaScript library and load it into the page and call the library split screen. The split screen library should create a custom element called split screen. And please instantiate one split screen instance onto the page and give the split screen element 100 viewport width and 100 viewport height. And just have the custom element put the text hello world from split screen inside its DOM. So we got split screen, very nice. Split screen, sweet. So we need like a way, the user needs a way to like add a new thing. We need a bunch of fake things that we can add. And we need a way to add a new thing. Remove the hello world text and put a hamburger icon button in the upper left of the split screen DOM. And when you click the hamburger button, it's actually a drop-down menu, a native drop-down menu, and it has, fill it with a dozen entries and give them like random adjective noun names. So like in Adobe Premiere, you have the window menu and you can like toggle on and off like different panels and then move them around. So we'll do that with this hamburger menu here. That'll be like our window menu where we can find things we want to add. That's not doing anything. Clicking that is not doing anything. Why is that? We need to reload. Okay. Update the split screen element so the hamburger button opens a new select dropdown. Clicking the hamburger button is doing nothing. It's having no effect. Make sure my dark reader's not on. It's not on. Okay, there we go. Golden circuit, awesome. Is that a dozen? Like, okay. Double the number of entries in the dropdown. Enable 3 of the things in the dropdown. What I mean by that is the dropdown is a way to toggle all those things on and off. So each entry in there should have a just put like on 3 random ones, put a emoji check mark in front of 3 random ones of those, and those will be the currently enabled ones, default enabled ones. Vivid junction, velvet junction, velvet underground. Okay, we got 3 things enabled. I don't like the layout there. But anyways. There they are. Brisk lantern. Yeah, that's weird to have that check mark there. Anyways, does this actually work? It doesn't actually work. Frosted ledger. So, when I click something in the dropdown that does not have the check mark, that should add the check mark to that thing. So this dropdown functions as a way to toggle a bunch of individual booleans on and off. So the 3 default enabled items in the dropdown. These are panes that are enabled in this user interface, in the split screen. What the split screen custom element does is it provides a way to lay out a number of DOM nodes, DOM elements, visually on the screen, kind of in the way Adobe Premiere does, where you have panes that can be dragged around. With the 3 default enabled panes, show them on the screen in split screen and have it default to a layout where the first thing is taking up the left half of split screen, and then the other 2 things are taking up the right half in a column. And so do that and show a thin, solid foreground color line showing the separations between the areas, the panes. So in the default setup, there's a vertical line in the middle of the screen and a horizontal line in the right half of the screen. Let's see if Codex can do what I want with that. Also, those separators should be draggable eventually. Let's just see if it can get this initial state. Velvet Harbor, Quiet Engine, Vivid Junction, and now it's like what if I add a thing? What's it gonna do? Wild Signal. It actually adds it over there. Can we disable Wild Signal? Nice. Okay. Frosted Ledger. All right. Make every separator, the vertical line and the horizontal lines, make them draggable. I'm also thinking like so you want to be able to move this thing. Each thing you want to be able to move it somewhere. So I think each thing gets like a tab. That's like another feature in Adobe Premiere is you can kind of tab anything. You can build a collection of tabs in any pane. And what does this DOM look like? Anyways, these are like screen left section. It's just a section with the text in there. So at some point we want to abstract the thing, like the thing that is in here, and maybe use some real thing to show some actual thing there. Let's add the tab kind of visual. Each item like Velvet Harbor, Quiet Engine, Vivid Junction, the text is currently in the center of the pane. Let's actually move that text to the upper left of the pane and show it as a tab at the top of the pane. And yeah, that's it. So we're supposed to be able to drag these now? That doesn't. Oh, it does work. Nice. Okay, not that one. So we can drag this one, but this one, I can drag the vertical line separator, but I cannot drag the horizontal line separator. The horizontal line separator jumps down to the bottom when you try to drag it, and then you can't drag it anymore. So that works, and that works. Nice. And if I add more stuff, then okay. I don't know if, was that a bug or did I just not grab it? Amber relay. Oh. If I add a new pane with the drop down and then try to resize the horizontal divider near the new pane, it seems to fail the first time I try to drag it, but then it works after that. We're getting too deep into the tabs. Like we need to get the real kind of hero functionality is like drag the tab and move a pane somewhere. Let's go back to having just a dozen options in the drop down and give each option a color and try to come up with a good color palette for a dozen colors that will be not super jarring to see altogether on screen as like big solid colors, and fill each pane with that color as its background color. It's not so bad. Rapid Horizon. A blues, a lot of cool colors here. All right, fine. Okay. Do we fix that bug with the dragging? I mean, it's like, who cares? But I guess we did not. Whatever. So now make the tab draggable and show the grab hand when you mouse over the tab, and when you drag the tab, while it's dragging, there should be different drop targets visualized as we move the mouse around the screen. And each other pane, when I drag a pane, all the other panes should reveal 5 different drop targets. So 1 drop target for each cardinal direction, a drop target at the north inner side of the pane. And what that does is it splits the pane vertically and puts the dropped pane on top and the dropped on pane on the bottom, so in a new column. And similar for all the cardinal directions. So if you drop on the left side of a pane, then it splits the pane into a row with the dropped item on the left. And same for the south side and the east side. And if you drop into the center of a pane, then you add that as a new tab in the dropped on pane. So if the pane doesn't change size in that case, you just add a new tab in that pane. Then you have 2 tabs visible at the top of that pane. And when you click one of the tabs, if a pane has multiple tabs and you click one of the tabs, the pane should show the color of the color associated with that tab. That's a big one. But we're still only not even at a quarter context usage. We didn't compact yet, pretty sure, right? Yeah, I don't remember that compacting happened. It takes a while to compact. Okay, the current resize model decided to fix right column lines. I'm replacing it with recursive split groups. This is like, now it's doing like the real work here, maybe. Oh, and we also need the ability to remove a tab. So also, if I right click a tab, show a context menu with a close command. And if I click close, then remove that tab. And if that results in a pane with 0 tabs, then remove that pane from the layout. This is like, are we almost done with the basics here? Oop, okay, now we're in a bit of a, that intermediate space, the liminal space between death and heaven. What's that called? Purgatory. Purgatory is a pizza place in LA, if you didn't know. All right, Codex, take your time. No, seriously, Codex, take your time. Okay, we're back in normal. Broken, I guess. State, broken state. Oh, wow. Okay, we added a new tab there. Oh, whoa. Oh, wow. Okay, this is okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. There. Okay. 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 Well. Okay. Yeah, this is not quite how we want to visualize things, but yeah, that's this is kind of working now. Is this working? Did that work? Good. Quiet engine. I mean, I think that's pretty much working. Well, what are you still working on here? One issue showed up in review. The resize handler was still relying on the original. Yeah, can we like move this and then resize? That's okay. All right. Let's add like more stuff. Put this over here. Put this over here. It's like kind of nice. It's like okay. All right. That's fun. Okay, so what do we want? We want to fix this. This is too much stuff here. So can we remove closed? Nice, close. Yeah, this is noisy. We don't want that kind of noise. So I want to draw the Premiere, the way it gets visualized in Premiere is nice. I want to just draw it, you know. You draw it in like freeform. All right, this will work. So the Premiere way is like this kind of, sort of like, there, and then okay, I'll just go there, and then there, there, and then there we go. Okay, nice. Now copy, can I just copy and then just paste over here? Nice, sort of. Okay. Make the per pane drop affordance look like this, and only show the drop affordance in a pane if we're mousing over that pane, and within the affordance, if we're show which section we're mousing over, highlight which section, which of the 5 sections we're mousing over, but also show all 5 options and highlight the one we're mousing over. We'll see if it understood that. Oh, okay. That's yeah. It's you know, something. It's cool. It's cool. And should you be able to drag over your own pane? It's like, yeah, you should be able to move that tab to split. Actually, if you start dragging a tab from a pane that has multiple tabs, you should be able to drop it into that same pane in one of the cardinal directions. And in fact, let's also allow you to drop it into the center too. It would be confusing if you can't drop it into the center. It's like you could just let these or drop it into the center. Yeah, just let the user, if the pane has, but even if the tab has only one tab, like maybe you forget where you dragged it from and you just want to drop it into that same spot again. Hey, this is peanuts. From a pane that has multiple tabs, you should be able to drop it into that same pane in one of the cardinal directions. So at least this is what we want, at least. Okay, it's not quite there yet. This is kind of a fun, like, drastic trapeze setup here. So drastic, and mech warrior kind of. Okay, so we're saying like we want to be able to drag this tab. Okay, that's a little awkward, but it's cool. Here. Okay. And then another cool thing in Premiere I kind of want to do is you can drag at this intersection here to control both directions at the same time. When you mouse over the intersection of 2 divider lines, like a T intersection, show the move left, right, up, down mouse cursor, and when you drag there, control both dividers, both the horizontal and the vertical divider at that point. So then, yeah, like what happens if you drag this? Should this all resize here? That's where it gets like a little bit. How should it work? I don't know. Whoop, okay, that works. Nice. All right, that's pretty cool. We got that bug there, but hey, this is nice. Yeah, it's cool. It's nice. Do we demo it enough? Or you're still going? The basic implementation. Okay, all right, done. Boom, 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 boom. We should have like a I'm feeling lucky button to like make a random layout. That's cool. That's cool, right? It's pretty cool. Well, okay, that's interesting. And there, and there, yeah, okay. Pretty cool, no? It's nice. Yeah. Thanks for vibing with me.